everybody. We are back again to talk some more NFL football. We have finished up week 15 already.
And we're heading onwards to week 16.
Heading into week 16 already. We will do a little recap over the winners and losers of week 15. And then we might have a dumpster fire. Normally there's a dumpster fire burning somewhere in the NFL. And then we'll do a little predictions of our winners and losers for
before we do that.
Week 16. Before we do, not related to NFL. Well, sort of is related to NFL football. But we had a passing of a sort of an
iconic coach
here. Never coached any of my favorite players. Never coached any of my favorite teams. But Mike Leach was something. He was a character. I loved him and didn't even ever have him as a coach or anything. So
he always had these unique ways of doing interviews. He was straightforward.
He was probably the best interview. He was the anti Bill Belichick. You'd ask him about food and he'd tell you how much he hated candy corn. He was so...
he innovated. His offense was so innovative.
Yeah.
People really...
And there actually is an NFL head coach now out of his coaching tree. It is?
Cliff Kingsbury.
Cliff Kingsbury came out of the coaching tree. And Josh Heupel, the coach of our Tennessee Vols,
came out of the Mike Leach tree.
There's actually about 10 different coaches came out of the tree. TCU's coach on down
to
quite a bit more.
So many more. I mean,
so many
his
more.
Innovative air raid offense is... pretty much the beginning. You think of spread offenses. Mike Leach was the guy.
He was the guy who started it. He was the one who started the spread offense. So prayers up to his family and his children. And we'll just give a little quick moment of silence for him. Just a little quick one. And after that, let's jump into some football. Now, let's do a little recap of Week 15. Thursday night, we had
the Raiders and the Rams.
Raiders and the Rams. Oh,
what a missed opportunity this was. So bad.
It's like they replayed the Tampa Bay game
from the
previous Monday night and just changed the names of the teams. It was almost down. It was down to the minute. It was almost down to the seconds.
The Raiders blew a double-digit lead in less time.
Up 14 points with 3-ish minutes left and lost to a quarterback who had been there
only 48 hours,
8 minutes, and knew probably 6 plays.
Leave it to Josh McDaniels to think he's a good head coach when he's not a good head coach.
That was. He's lost to Mitchell Trubisky now. And he's lost to a transfer coach. He's lost to a first-year coach.
Josh McDaniels is something.
It's a process. Else. The owner says it's a process. McDaniels is okay.
McDaniels is not a clown. You guys are wrong.
Apparently to him. I think he's a clown.
You think Josh McDaniels is
I think he's a good offensive mind, but he needs to just stay doing offensive coordinator-ish things. And not trying to head coach because he struggles head coaching.
Man, he can't be a head coach. He's a clown as a head coach.
I don't think he could be a good head coach, though. But anyways, the Rams come back, 14 points.
Baker Mayfield leads the comeback.
14 points in the last 3 minutes, and Baker has his redemption song right off the bat. And we'll come right off of that and go into the Panthers game. How about that lead in? The Panthers at Seattle. Where did these Panthers come from?
I have no freaking clue what happened here.
They went to Seattle
and beat them.
In Seattle.
So all of a sudden, the playoffs are in front of them if they continue to win.
They give away all of their best players.
And they start to win.
Because
they fired that head coach early in the year.
I don't know. None of it makes sense. I'm just waiting for it to come back down to reality. I don't know. But that division is so bad that
you can win.
Probably 9-8 might just win this thing. I mean, it could be 8-9 win this division.
I mean, this is the same division with Todd Bowles and Dennis Allen.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. That's pretty bad. We had the Jets at the Bills. The Bills
pretty much roughed up Mike White the entire game.
They threw people at him constantly. The Bills' offense is still struggling a little bit. I think they're trying to find themselves a little bit. I don't know what happened.
They got a new offensive coordinator, Ken Dorsey. That's probably the reason why they got a new voice in there.
And it's not. I don't know if it's. You're waiting for it to click. Normally after 4, 5, 6, 8, weeks, it starts to click. It ain't clicking still.
I think the loss of Dable has really hurt their consistency because you saw under Dable last year and the other 2 years. They clicked.
They were high flying, yeah. And right now they're sort of
under Dorsey. They're a little stagnant.
So I'm starting to wonder if Dorsey has the it factor for that or not. I mean, we'll tell by the playoffs because if you don't have it in the playoffs, you gone.
Yep.
it'll be quick. I picked the Bills to go to the Super Bowl, but that was without realizing that maybe that offensive coordinator had more to do with it than not. So we'll just have to sort of wait and see.
Can Dorsey put that all together?
Only time will
Could
tell.
Josh Allen put it all together here?
We'll find out in the next 3 weeks.
He's a great quarterback.
He's a fantastic. He's a linebacker playing quarterback.
That means you can scheme QB draws.
I'll tell you what. He's the first quarterback since who is it? Was it Cam? The first quarterback since Cam Newton to have five straight games with a rushing touchdown. I think it is.
That's I guess you use that big frame to get your offense going.
You think about him throwing 180 yards down the field to Diggs, but he runs the ball quite a bit too. We had the Browns at the Bengals, and the Bengals are starting to look
pretty good,
like the Bengals did last year. Yeah, they're starting to look really good.
Joe Burrow had a pretty good performance again.
Yeah,
this is his first win against Cleveland.
Yeah, I know.
He has 0-4 previously against the Browns.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Kansas City's 0-3 against him, and he was 0-4 against the Browns. But he gets his. I said, if the Bengals get right at the right time. Now, just when you think they're getting healthy, they lose Boyd and they lose Higgins.
Time for some backup.
Chase is back.
They got their backup guys that need to step up here.
Yeah, so they're gonna have to have some backup guys. I haven't checked it. They might pick up somebody off the waiver wire to fill a hole during that time there too. We had the Texans at the Cowboys.
Mike McCarthy playing down to his competition has been a theme, hasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And Kellen Moore playing down to his competition has also been a theme.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they probably should have. I mean, it took a 98-yard drive in the last minute to beat a one-win team. I mean, as a Cowboy fan, I'm happy we're 10 wins, but I just know we're going to lose in the first round of playoffs because we ain't got it.
Because Kellen Moore and Mike McCarthy love to coach down to their competition.
Hum dog.
People blame Dak too much, I believe, for this.
It's coaching. You see it with Josh Allen right now having a brand new coordinator. He's struggling a little bit. The Cowboys have firepower and struggle to beat a one-win team. That's not the player's fault. That's the coach's fault.
That's McCarthy, and that is on Kellen.
Kellen Moore, yeah. We had the Vikings at the Lions for the surprise of the week, a 34-23. Not just a win,
but a pretty solid
beat down there.
Well, the Lions did have them at home, but this is a Viking team that's won so many games close throughout the year that you expected them to lose a game.
Yeah.
Eventually, when it's closer.
Mm-hmm. You wonder, are the Vikings fool's gold?
Are they? Because they win so many close games. I think the Bills can even win a playoff game, but the Vikings, I don't know.
I don't know either. Like I said, they've beat some good teams by 1, 2, 3 points, field goal, whatever But to lose by 11 in a divisional game, you wonder, is it real?
Is it for real?
But
really,
we got about 3 more weeks. We'll find out.
But the story is here on the other side, the Detroit Lions. Once 1-6, now 6-7.
5-1 in their last 6 games. And
they're one of the highest scoring offenses in the NFL.
If they win out, they will make the playoffs. I'm saying it right here. The Lions
will make the
playoffs.
With Jared Goff as their quarterback.
For the first time since 2016 or something?
Yeah, first time in 6 years.
Yeah, go Lions. We had the Jaguars at the Titans, and the continuing downfall
of the Tennessee Titans continues.
Yeah.
Do you think, who is this loss really on? Was it on everybody?
I don't know. I think they got a great head coach. I think their offensive coordinator is
Todd Downing, he
bad.
screwed this up.
It's bad.
He did listen to us. He gave the ball to Derrick Henry, but everything else around him sucked.
I think he's really, really struggling to call an offense. They got to get rid of him, man.
He is vanilla. He is too plain, and his offenses are as painful to watch as someone feeling.
And at least they did fire the GM for letting A.J. Brown go. He needed to be axed for that one. Oh, no.
I mean, fire Todd Downing. I'm going to make that a promotional campaign.
Yeah,
like
fire Todd Downing.
Politics. The political campaign. Fire Todd Downing.
It's FTD season. Fire Todd Downing.
Because, man, he is a clown.
He's having a lot of times he lost 3 in a row. Still leads the division. Again, the division's struggling. But the Titans should not be struggling like this. But they are. We had the Eagles at the Giants. One team that's not struggling.
Philadelphia is killing it.
48 to...
Speaking of committing mass
22.
murder on television, the Eagles just murdered the Giants.
Yes, they did. They swooped down and just beat the crap out of them.
They just bombed them from the sky.
The
You know how eagles just fly in the air?
The Eagles, honestly, I think are probably the best team. They're definitely the best team in the NFC right now.
Do you see anyone in the playoffs stopping them?
Not in the NFC, no. When they get into Super Bowl, maybe against Kansas City, they'd have some competition. Against Buffalo, maybe with Buffalo's defense. San Francisco's defense will give them trouble.
Yeah, because that's
San Francisco's defense
superb.
is the best in the league right now. But San Francisco's down to their third quarterback now, and after that, it's a running back. So if they get this one hurt,
Then who you got?
then who you got? So the 49ers need to keep that quarterback healthy. We had the Ravens at the Steelers.
This game was
Squeaked it out at the end.
This game was just full of injuries.
Yeah,
I mean, you expect the Ravens Steelers to be physical,
yeah.
but I didn't think concussions were on the main menu.
No, yeah. Pickett got taken out, didn't he?
Pickett got taken out with a concussion, and Huntley, their backup quarterback for the Ravens, got knocked out with a concussion too.
Yeah, so you ended up with second string and third string quarterbacks in the NFL.
And now you got Mitch Trubisky throwing 3 interceptions
Mitchell Trubisky came in and threw 3 picks
in relief.
in relief.
What kind of relief is that?
That's not relief. That's pain. Oh, we had the Chiefs at the Broncos. Chiefs had a 27-0 lead and almost blew that, but they did what they needed to do.
Now, you expect me to clown on Nathaniel Hackett? I'm not going to do it here.
He actually called a decent game this game. Either that or Denver was up. I think they might have been up since it's a divisional game and they were, but no, they couldn't pull it out at the end. They played
The best football they played all
year long. Still lost, but they didn't look bad in it.
That's
they
the
looked
first
like
time this whole year they didn't look bad.
We had speaking of looking bad, we had the Buccaneers at the 49ers.
Man, Todd Bowles is terrible, ain't he?
He is such a bad coach. He's such a bad head coach, yeah.
Look at Tom Brady on the sidelines. Just watch a Buccaneer game.
Yeah.
Just watch on the sidelines.
How did you go from Super Bowl to this?
Todd Bowles.
Todd Bowles is the head coach. He can't. He does.
He was
Again, he's got a great offensive mind.
defensive.
Defensive mind. You need to take Josh McDaniels and Todd Bowles and go start a team with them as an offensive defensive coordinator. You'd be super if you had a head coach to run the team with those two coordinating, but they do not need to be head coaches. They do not need to be head coaches. No.
They got annihilated. They didn't even put up a fight.
The 49ers started Mr. Irrelevant, which is the last person picked in the draft last year. Brock Purdy.
And Purdy, he looked pretty good.
This was his first start in the NFL.
This was Tom Brady's
and
240th.
he beat Tom Brady. That's the head coach too. You can't.
That's Todd
That's
Bowles.
the first time that Brady has been beat by someone starting the first game ever.
Now
in 240 games. Ever.
Some people say Brady played like garbage, but I think Todd Bowles coached like garbage.
You have to. You do need talent.
You do need talent.
But
yes.
once you have the talent, you have to put those talents in situations to succeed.
And Todd Bowles is not doing that.
If you can't call the game plans and the plays to make them succeed, then the good players are still going to look bad. You have to be a good coach. You
there's
have to have a good coach.
There's a reason I've called Todd Bowles toilet bowls.
Yeah, because it's what it looks like. Well, I mean, think about it. I mean, he took the Jets to 3-13 a few years ago, and now he's going to have the Bucks at 5-12
or something.
Something like that.
That's just insulting to their fan base.
That is, yeah. We had the Dolphins and the Chargers. Tua got banged around there a little bit again,
and he
too.
was so
didn't he?
inaccurate. If you watch that game, he was missing passes up and down, left and right.
Yeah, Tua had looked fantastic all year long, and then all of a sudden this game, the Chargers put some heat on him, though. I mean, they put some heat on him. So
Yep, he did. Yep, they did. Brandon Staley gets to keep his job for one more week, though.
But after all that, they still only beat him by 6 at home.
So if you look at Brandon Staley's head coaching tenure, the piece of bread has been as average as a plain butterless toast.
I was giving him a chance up until this year. Again, he's had all the talent in the world, and he's did nothing with all that talent.
His head coaching record is 18-16, which is barely above average.
With all that talent, 18-16. No, he needs
about a stale
he needs
piece
to
of
go
bread.
out of there too.
With Justin Herbert, and you're still a plain piece of bread.
He's a plain piece of bread. And then our Monday night game, we had the Patriots at the Cardinals.
From the start, this was a disaster for Arizona.
Yeah. Kyler Murray and a caused injury. I mean, nobody hit him.
Snap of the ACL.
The ACL snapped. He is out for the season. So Kyler Murray just coming back from an injury.
And then he just gets hurt again. It's very unfortunate.
Takes a little wrong cut and
snap
goes the ACL. So prayers up for Kyler Murray too, for him to have a quick recovery, because he won't be back till next year. That's the end of the Cardinals season. But the Patriots are now
7-6
and
in the wild card spot
in the playoffs. They're in the playoffs
7th
right
seed.
now. They are
the defensive coach coaching the offense.
That tells you that Mac Jones is really pretty good. To have 7 wins with a defensive coordinator calling the plays. What the crap is that?
That's some sort of weird science experiment no one's even heard of before.
Yeah. And I don't see our dumpster fire. We don't have our dumpster fire.
The dumpster fire.
Oh, we almost lost the dumpster fire, because you know what time it is now. It's time for...
He didn't want to do it this week, so he ran away.
He was trying to wait. The dumpster's so bad, the dumpster fire tried to run away from you. Time for a little dumpster fire of the week.
Dumpster fire of the week.
Yeah. And our dumpster fire is...
Todd Bowles.
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers. What the crap, man?
Todd Bowles is the dumpster fire. He is an embodiment.
He is a walking dumpster fire, yes. Man, how could you go and be as bad as they are this year?
I have no clue how he did it, but he did. I told you, Todd Bowles is one of the few people that can sap the energy from Tom Brady's fingers.
The 49ers had Mr. Irrelevant, a young kid with his first start, and only made him throw 23 times. Didn't put any pressure, and Tom Brady had to throw 55 times to lose by 28 points. Otherwise, it would have been worse.
Oh my gosh.
Tampa Bay had 4 rushing first downs the entire game. Not the first quarter, the entire game. So they averaged 1 rushing first down per quarter.
I'm sorry, but that's just terrible.
That is so
bad. They
bad.
got 68 rushing yards in the whole game. The whole game.
That's so bad. It was just so bad.
You're forcing a 45-year-old man to throw
Brady had to
times.
throw. Now, he completed 34 of 55, but he had to throw 55 times.
55 times.
Is the defense the defense can't be that bad? Is it? Is the defense that bad?
They aren't that bad, but the offense is
They only gave up 400 total yards.
And what is Todd Bowles' specialty?
Defense.
And the defense completely collapsed.
They had 8 penalties. Of course, that's going to... lost a fumble and threw 2 picks. Bad situations, bad head coach.
You remember the phrase toilet bowls that I brought up earlier?
Yes.
That is literally the back restroom of a Taco Bell.
They were 4 of 16 on third downs. 25% on third downs.
That is the Taco Bell restroom that's clogged up.
And I had to go for it 7 times on fourth down and only got 4 of those. So they turned it over. Basically 3 more turnovers on fourth downs.
Now scratch that. That's Chipotle.
Yeah, that's Chipotle for us. That is bad. That is bad. But anyways, that is our dumpster fire of the week.
Thank you, Todd, for giving us more bad coaching this year.
I'm not a Tom Brady fan by any means, but I was hoping he could go out better than this. Surely he can't come back next year and say, I want another year like this. So he can't.
I wouldn't.
I wouldn't want that anymore. That's horrible. All right, let's jump on into our week 15. We got the 49ers at the Seahawks Thursday night.
49ers will win the football game because of their defense.
Yeah, 49ers are only favored by 3, maybe because it's at Seattle. I'd still take the 49ers. Their defense is monstrous right now. I think if Carolina can go in there and score 30 on them, then
49ers should score.
Brock Purdy should be able to go in there. He's a pretty good player. He's a pretty. Also, we ought to get some T-shirts that say, I'm a pretty man. I'm a pretty girl. Okay, we got Saturday NFL this week.
Oh, Saturday games.
Saturday NFL this week. It's getting to that time of the year where there's going to be football on all the time, every day. It's going to be so good. Saturday, we got the Colts at the Vikings. That should be the Vikings.
Should be the Vikings, definitely.
The Vikings are favored by 4. I will take that. The Vikings at home coming off of a loss. Take the Vikings. Ravens, Browns.
Baltimore is probably going to start their third string quarterback. I might pick Cleveland here.
Cleveland's favored by 3 points in this one, so it might not be.
Even though Joe Woods has proven that he's been horrible at his job on defense,
yeah,
I'm still going to take Cleveland.
The Ravens coming off of a loss. The Browns coming off of a loss. I'll probably take Cleveland -3. Yeah, that'll be a tough one. We got the Dolphins at the Bills.
Depends on which Tua and Josh Allen shows up.
I would probably still take Buffalo because it's in Buffalo.
I'm take...
Miami's going from Miami up to the cold.
And Josh Allen's used to it.
Yeah.
And Josh Allen's going to be pretty good today.
Yeah, I think so. The Bills are favored by 7.5. I think that might be a little high. But
on that Saturday, he's going to be pretty good, I believe.
I believe he might just pull that, yeah. We got the Steelers at the Panthers. We're actually going to take the Panthers, aren't we?
Yep. Especially if Mitch starts. If Mitchell Trubisky starts, I got all the confidence in the world.
You got a lock of the week. Panthers by 3. Anyways, we'll take that.
MVP Mitch returns in a weird way.
We got the Eagles at the Bears.
Man, we got a good segue. Mitchell Trubisky and then the Bears.
And then the Bears. It's just like they're connected, yeah. And just like Mitchell Trubisky, the Bears are going to lose pretty bad.
My gosh.
The Eagles are favored by 9.
You want to take that?
Probably have to take that.
Because the Eagles have been so good, at least recently.
Yeah, I would probably take the Eagles -10, to be honest. The Eagles are just that good. We got the Falcons at the Saints.
Oh my gosh. I'm taking the Falcons. You can't trust Dennis Allen with a playbook.
No, the Saints are favored 4, so if you take the Falcons, you're +4. You got some points to play with.
But Dennis Allen's head coaching record is 12-37, people. Don't forget. Never forget.
Well, that means he's 20% winner. Okay, we got the Lions at the Jets.
Ooh, this is nice. This is a good game. Winner goes home. Winner goes on and loser goes home.
It's at the Jets.
Who do you pick?
Tough one. Man, that's a tough one.
Lions O or Jets D?
The Lions are on fire right now. They're 5-1.
You want to pick the Red Hot Lions or do you want to pick the Jets? I'll leave this up to you because I don't know if I want to pick this.
I would probably pick the Lions. I don't know. They're just winning right now. There's confidence. There's, you're scoring 30, 40 points. I don't know. Now they don't play as good on the road as they do at home, and this is on the road. But I still I don't know. I want to pick the Jets, but I'm like, man, the Lions are doing so good right now. So, I mean, it's an even pick, so it's square. Might just take the Lions straight up there. I got the Cowboys at the Jaguars.
The Jaguars are, weirdly enough, still in contention if they win out for the division. How do you do?
How do you do, man? How do you do?
But they have to beat the Cowboys to do so.
After the Cowboys out of barely winning over the Houston next week, they should have a pretty good week this week. Cowboys are -4. I would probably take the Cowboys. They're gonna probably play up this week, so we'll take the Cowboys. Not with all the confidence in the world, though. We got the Chiefs at the Texans. Probably the beatdown of the week.
This is a lock beatdown here.
The Chiefs are favored by 14. That's a lot of points in the NFL. Man, that's a lot of points in the NFL.
Would you pick that?
But with it,
Patrick Mahomes against the Texans?
34-10 probably. So probably, yeah. I mean, that's a lot of... we got the Cardinals at the Broncos. Without Kyler Murray, I'm going to pick the Broncos.
You want to pick Hackett over Kingsbury? What is wrong with you?
Okay, Kingsbury, I'm starting to have my doubts with him also.
What's wrong with you even if you pick Kingsbury over Hackett?
What's Kingsbury done for me lately?
A regular season collapse.
Have you ever seen those Spider-Mans pointing at each other like, you?
Hackett and Kingsbury are doing this.
You can put Staley in there too.
They're staring.
They're all three of those are pointing at each other because neither one of them are actually really that good. But I would probably pick the Broncos.
Take Hackett.
It's in Denver and Kyler Murray's out.
Team Hackett.
Oh, I hope he doesn't hack it. Oh, we got the Patriots at the Raiders.
Interesting.
This is an interesting call. It is a even Steven and Belichick playing
against his former
offensive coordinator. I'm taking Belichick.
Who would you trust, Belichick or McDaniels?
Belichick.
Exactly. That's the no-brainer.
Who's got the most talent? The Raiders.
Who is the better coach?
Belichick. I'm gonna take the coach. Just because Mac Jones is pretty good. He doesn't have the weapons. He doesn't have a Devontae Adams or Josh Jacobs, but
that's just
I'm gonna take the coach over the players on this one.
Do your job. That's the Patriot motto.
That's it. We got the Titans at the Chargers.
What Chargers team is going to show up this week? And what Todd Downing's going to show up this week?
We got Staley versus Downing. Who can suck the most? Oh no,
that sounds pretty rancid if you put it together.
Now I love Vrabel. I love Vrabel as a head coach. I think he needs another offensive coordinator. Staley, I don't think he's ever going to make it as a head coach. Really, he needs to drop back down to college. But as far as this goes, Titans, Chargers, do the Titans rally after losing 3 in a row, or do they lose 4 in a row? They're on the road at the Chargers. I'm going to take the Chargers.
Because I can't trust Todd Downing, because Todd Downing is
They've
terrible.
lost 3 in a row. I mean, the Titanic is sinking, people. We need to jump for some lifeboats before the sucker goes all the way under.
Yep.
Oh, got the Bengals at the Bucks.
All right. I think I'm going to put Joe Burrow in this.
The line's only 3.5 because you think Tom Brady can't go. This isn't anything to do with Tom Brady. Tom Brady is awesome, maybe one of the best quarterbacks in the history of the game. Todd Bowles is a horrible coach.
Todd Bowles is terrible. But Joe Burrow.
Cincinnati minus 3.5. It might be 12.5.
Because Cincinnati's going to go to 10-4.
Cincinnati is looking like they're the team of last year. The Buccaneers are looking like the 2017 Jets. That's the truth.
Man, Todd Bowles takes his sucking to a whole new level.
He does, man. We had the Giants at the Commanders, 7-5-1 versus
7-5-1.
And why do we have that one tie? Because they tied 2 weeks ago. They played like 2 or 3 weeks ago, and it's the same game. Do you think we can actually have our the team with 2 ties? Think they'll tie again?
Yes, I want to pick a 7-5-2 for both teams.
Washington is actually favored by 4.5 over the Giants.
I'm picking a tie.
I'm going to take the Giants plus 4.5, but it might be a tie. Oh, that's so bad.
7-5-2, baby.
That would be the Giants. We can have the Giants plus 4.5. If it's a tie, it's still the Giants because they got 4.5 to play with. So we're good. And Monday Night Football, we got
the Disappointment Bowl.
The Disappointment Bowl. The Rams at the Packers. The Whoever wins this doesn't make a difference. It doesn't really matter. The Packers are favored by 7. I don't know. The X factor is Baker Mayfield. If good Baker Mayfield shows up for that game, the Rams will win that game. If bad Baker Mayfield shows up, then the Packers will win that game.
That's been his whole career.
Mm-hmm. But with 7 points, I'm actually going to take the Rams. I mean, the Packers have disappointed me the whole entire year. And that 14 points scored in the last 3 minutes of that last game against the Raiders might have gave the Rams a little something, maybe. I don't know. But 7 points is a lot to play with, so we'll take the Rams plus 7. And that's it. That's football week 14 and week 15. I might have said early week 15, week 16. This is week 14 and week 15. Anyways, ain't it? Is this week 14, week 15? Yeah.
Do you know what? Some of these head coaches that are in the NFL now make me realize it's easier to get a job than you think it is.
It is. Now, you got to give them a shot.
Yes.
But I don't understand after you fail and then fail
again,
why you would get
another chance
to just fail again. But hey, you got to put somebody up there in charge.
At least you're not Todd Bowles. That's what you should do every day. That you should hang that up in like your workroom. At
least I didn't take the best quarterback ever and look this bad. That's bad. But that is the NFL for this week. We hope you had a little fun with us. Be sure to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Leave us a comment, share us with your friends. Hit the Groovy Baby over there. We'll see you next week.
See you next week.